For this circuit, you're going to need some form of elevation, either a box, a couch, the edge of a bed, something that's at roughly knee height or a little lower. First drill starts with the feet on the box. The hands will be beside you, roughly shoulder width or as close to shoulder width apart as you can manage. Fingers are pointing out on 45-degree angles from forward, or if that's not comfortable for you, experiment and find a position that works. And then we're pressing up into a straight position. Drive the hips up and the heels down. Squeeze the glutes to get those hips up high. Not so much just the belly up, but the hips up. The arms are staying locked straight. And then we're going to spread the shoulder blades apart, so move into scapular protraction, and then pull them together. Scapular retraction. Protract, retract, protract, retract. When you feel like you're fully retracted, push down harder and try to pull the shoulder blades together even more. Yeah, and the goal is to avoid dropping everything down and lifting everything up, dropping everything down, lifting everything up. The goal instead is to try to keep the body line locked in position so the body stays straight and we isolate the movement to the scapula, to the shoulder blade. Set up roughly 2 feet in front of whatever you're using for elevation. Place the top of the foot on the box, not the ball of the foot, and keep that ankle neutral. Don't let it roll out to the side. So from here, we're going to lower down into a squat and load up this front leg as much as possible as we do that. So you're leaning forward as you lower down to load up this front leg. You'll lightly touch the back knee to the floor and then push back up. It's just a very light touch. Lower down slowly, lower down with control. Send your weight forward, send your knee forward. Light touch and push back up quickly. Yeah? Lower slowly. We're not hitting the floor with this back knee and we're not putting any weight into the floor. It's just a light contact, but do touch the knee to the floor. Shift the weight forward as much as you can into this front leg and push back up. Things to look out for here. We don't want that front knee caving in. Keep that knee tracking over the toes nicely. So you should maintain a nice arch in that front foot and you'll feel the glute remaining active as a consequence of that. Those 3 things will happen together. Always start on your weaker side. So with your weaker side forward, perform however many repetitions you can on that side and match that number of repetitions on your stronger side. If the top of the rep range is still too easy for you, you can load this pattern by holding something heavy that you've got around the house, either in both arms across the chest or something in each hand. Yeah. So once again, the heel is about 2 feet away from the edge of the box. We're aiming to load up this front leg as much as possible without letting that knee collapse in, sending it directly forward, maintaining a strong arch, feeling the load come into the hip, and then pushing back up quickly. Start by placing your hands on your object just beside your hips so they're roughly shoulder width apart. I've got my index fingers parallel, pointing forward. If this is a problem for you in terms of wrist mobility, you can turn the hands out a little bit, but try to keep them oriented toward forward. Then you're going to walk yourself forward here. The hips are going to lower down just in front of the box. And we're aiming to avoid scapular elevation, trying not to let the shoulders creep up toward the ears. Instead, strive to maintain maximal distance between the shoulder and the ear throughout the movement, so you're pushing the shoulder blade down into depression, scapular depression. So we're here, pushing down into the box, lower down as far as you can. Ideally, you touch the butt to the floor, and then push up, lower down slowly. Don't let yourself shrug here. Try to keep the shoulders pulled down. Push back up. You're cueing scapular depression. Lightly touch the floor. Push back up. So we're moving down slowly and pushing up quickly. If you can't get all the way to the floor, then it's best to set a target for yourself to touch with the butt to keep yourself honest. So using the same range of motion every repetition. So set a target that's as low as you can manage for the prescribed reps. And if you can go to the floor, go all the way to the floor. For this drill, we're using a side bend to lift the arms and legs off the floor. So you should feel a lot of work happening in the side of the torso in particular here. We'll start by pulling the heels together and also squeezing the inner thighs together. The toes should be pointed and the legs should be locked straight, Maintain maximal length in the legs throughout the hold. Same with the arms. The palms are facing in toward each other. We lengthen the arms, reach the hands away from the center, make sure they stay locked straight as well, and that the hands stay shoulder width apart. Now, maintaining that length, we will lift the arms and legs up as high off the floor as possible. And you'll hold here. Try to remain completely side on to the floor. Don't let yourself start going towards your back or towards your front. You might feel there's a little bit of a balance component to the drill, and that's completely normal. And see if you can match the height of your legs to that of your arms. The tendency is to lift the arms a lot and to not lift the legs so much. You'll perform the hold for the prescribed amount of time on one side and flip over, then do the same thing on the other side.